with missile attack level 1, almost done, halfway done. I would have liked to see Unitron hold back at this pylon and get a round or two more of warp spin. He really, like you said, Mesha, he really needs those zealots in order to combat the lings from surrounding the stalkers.
Yeah, he does have the minerals for it, and we see a Twilight Council going up just about to finish, and there it goes as it does finish. But the 4 warp gates, you know, is pretty strong. 4 gate is definitely a good build to go, but he keeps sending in his units in these waves. You know, as soon as one wave warps in, he should let a couple waves warp in, as you can produce. The 4 gate can produce units more quickly than like 1 hatchery or I guess even 2 hatcheries can.
It looks like we have some zealots coming in. They deal with the Zerglings fine, but now there's no stalker support to help with the roaches, as even the Queen is getting in on the action, and they're going to hold this off just fine. We do see a Spire going down. I was wondering where all this extra gas is going to be used, as Tsurusennin does have about 1,000, but he should be fine once that Spire pops up and he's able to knock out a round of mutas. That'll take that down in no time, and it does look like he is getting his natural close to being saturated. A couple more rounds of drone production, and if he is going to continue muta production, as I imagine he'd start it once the Spire's done, I'd like to see 2 extractors go down there at the natural. But these stalkers just having to retreat to the pylon. The Roach is not choosing to engage at the moment. They probably could have taken that out, but I mean, you've got the advantage. There's no need to push it and lose unnecessary forces. Just wait for some Zerglings to pop out, and then you'll be able to deal with it decent at it.
Yeah, I really would like to see the Unitron keep putting down warping in units as best he can with the timing of the warp gate cooldown. He warped in these 4 more stalkers. He should have get 4 more zealots maybe to accompany them after that, and maybe even and now we just see 4 more stalkers, which these Zerglings still are going to be able to do a fair amount of damage against. So I would like to see him warp in 1 more string of zealots, and that would really help him out. But it looks like he just started zealot legs here, which is kind of silly because if we look at the units tab, he has no zealots.
That is a little strange choice. We've received 10 Mutalisks on the way for Tsurusennin, and that will definitely help his cause. You can just bounce into the probe line, pick off some probes. Unitron's natural is close to being done. He'll be able to transfer some over, although he has it decently saturated at his main. But as you said, Mesh, if he really needs some more zealots in here, and especially with those charge, he'll be able to do a lot more damage. But at this point, I just think Tsurusennin has a huge advantage. I would even like to see him expanding again, as he's sending a drone out to do just that. There is bound to be a confrontation here in the middle, and there's 1 zealot is just about to get picked off. The Zerglings are going to run in and surround these stalkers, chase them back as the roaches just shoot in range.
We do see the mutas coming into the back of Unitron's main, and he has no air defense. I don't even think he doesn't have the resources to warp in any stalkers, and even if he could, I don't think 1 round or even 2 rounds of stalkers would be enough against all these mutas, especially since Unitron's small army has been mostly engaged out here and was able to kill some of the roaches, but a few of them sneaking around the back are going to be hitting this expansion here and are going to be forced to engage the stalkers, but the stalkers really should be getting back to the main to defend that from the mutas. But it looks like his nexus is probably going to go down. It's getting close, and just wave after wave we have more Zerglings coming out across the map. Unitron is in pretty bad shape right now. These Zerglings are going to get a pretty good surround on these stalkers at his expansion, and there's just not much he can really do about that.
I would agree. I think that was a well-timed attack by Tsurusennin, sending those Mutalisks in the back, as he then just decided to go for it and stop trying to hold his front. He forced Unitron to defend, which is always something, it's something you can do if you're being pressured. I mean, he wasn't having a huge pressure put on him as he was able to defend it, but there was that proxy pylon there, and there were always kind of zealots and stalkers lurking outside of his base. And one good way to take that pressure off you is to do a counterattack and force your opponent to either, they're then presented with a decision. They either have to go into your base with the units that they have out in front of it, or they have to retreat and defend, because if they're just standing there, they're just useless units. So I really like that decision to push out at that moment when the mutas were coming in the back.
Definitely, some really good play there, good timings, and Unitron was never able to really get a scout off of the main. He never saw the Spire. He didn't know what units were coming, and he really just didn't have the the tech buildings, he could have maybe gotten Starport or something out as he got his expansion. Start to get some higher level buildings, and that is a pretty cool explosion right now at the expansion. I did not even realize that, but that's pretty cool that the game ended right on that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the game. There's a pretty good some pretty good standard play by Tsurusennin. It's always good to see players get a pretty good build and follow it as effectively and as efficiently as they can, and that's what we're trying to strive for in our own play. So hope you guys liked it. Anything else, Axion?
Yeah, just a couple more comments. As we've mentioned throughout, I think Unitron, he definitely had the resources to be producing out of more gateways than he had. Maybe throw down a robo. Well, and a robo wouldn't have really helped, I guess. He really just needed more zealots, because there weren't enough roaches for really an immortal to be effective at that point. Although immortals are never bad; they're great units. But I would have liked to see definitely more zealots to fend off the early push, more scouting. He didn't know the fire was coming. Besides that, I think he played okay. It was really just he needed more production buildings to spend on units because he had the resources. For Tsurusennin, he played well. I liked the timing of his attacks. I would have liked to see more upgrades. He only had melee attacks level 1. He definitely had the resources. He was making roaches, but he did not evolve glial reconstitution. Pretty essential roaches to give him that extra speed bonus. But I did like that he was expanding as he pushed with that last attack. And had that attack failed, he would have been fine. He would have been at liberty to just make more drones and then send them over, saturate up that third pretty quick. And I just think he was in great shape for most of the game. Maybe just work on spending those resources a little better, as they are at about 800 and 700.
Definitely. Well, so that was the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, we'll be casting more on getting some more games out in the next few days as we back to our normal schedule. And so yeah, look to some more fun games in the future. Keep sending us your replays. We've gotten a fair amount of replays from a lot of you repeat customers, and of course we enjoy that. But for anyone else out there who maybe this is their first time finding our channel, or this is one you just new to the channel and just watched a few videos, definitely send us your replays and we'll cast them, and look for things you could have done better. Give you suggestions on how to play and everything. So send us your replays. Our email is getbetterstarcraft@gmail.com, and we'll do our best to cast them. So yeah, send us your replays, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.